자손에서 온 사람이니까 우리가 리서를 하고.
My name is Justin, and the story you're about to hear will inevitably open your eyes to a humanitarian nightmare. It will give you a glimpse into the lives of those who have lived in the darkest country on the planet. I work for an organization called LINK. LINK is a fierce, loyal, and seldom dramatic team of passionate individuals, both about the issue and the lives we have pledged to help. We are the only US-based grassroots organization working full-time on the North Korea crisis, and we have committed to seeing it resolved. We endure to share the stories of those who have survived, and we continue to assist those still in hiding. In doing so, we are bonded to a modern-day underground railroad that unites the world to respond to this issue. We offer shelter in China and Southeast Asia to North Korean refugees until we raise the funds to offer them an opportunity to escape. In order to better understand why North Koreans are escaping, we met up with Dr. Kim, a professor at the University of Southern California and an expert on Korean history.
The Korean Peninsula has been a unified political entity since the 7th century AD. It was divided at the end of World War II when the Soviets and the United States decided to divide the peninsula in order to disband the Japanese army. In spring of 1950, Kim Il-sung went to Moscow and got approval from Stalin to actually start a war and try and invade the South. So in June 1950, the North Korean army invaded the South. US troops were driven back south again. And then there were 2 years of trench warfare, literally around the DMZ and the 30th parallel, the same place that they had started. Bitter, ugly, bloody, like World War I trench warfare for 2 years, until both sides said, we're not making any progress, let's sign a treaty, an armistice, and we'll just cease the fighting. It's a ceasefire. And to this day, there's no peace treaty. It's still a ceasefire, officially. So after 2 million Koreans died, maybe 500,000 to 1 million Chinese, 36,000 US troops died, we are in the same place as we started. So how do they keep control? Clearly there's an enormous amount of repression. North Korea is a totalitarian state. And what that means is nothing legally exists outside the government. Prison camps, anywhere between 100,000 to perhaps 1 million North Korean citizens are put in prison camps for various reasons. Some can be as little as insulting Kim Jong-il's portrait, so there's a lot of repression. There's an internal police, of course, an internal security that keeps control. And the repression is an enormous part of what goes on. But what North Korea has also done, or the Kim Il-sung regime has also done, has invested heavily in propaganda, in building up nationalist symbols that are identified with the North Korean government. With the famine in the late 90s, we saw a real increase in North Korean refugees, people trying to get out. In the wake of the famine, a couple things happened. Purely on the economy is that the North Koreans themselves, the leadership realized that the public distribution system had totally broken down. I mean, it wasn't like they decided to reform to market capitalism. There was nothing to give. People weren't coming to work. So they officially declared that they had moved beyond the PDS, but it was literally sort of taking credit for something that had broken down. And as a result, North Korea was thrown into a horrific famine. Anywhere between 500,000, 1 million, perhaps even more North Koreans died, which is a staggering number in a population of only 20 million people, 5 to 10% of the entire population.
These atrocities have led up to 300,000 North Koreans into hiding in neighboring China today. They are escaping North Korea through the Tumen River. If they can make it across alive, they immediately go into hiding until they find the resources to leave China. Their options are to flee north through the Gobi Desert, which leads into Mongolia, where they must traverse over 1,000 miles through rugged terrain and deadly weather. Or they can head south and trek 3,000 miles through Southeast Asia, where the weather is more bearable, but the terrain equally as dangerous.
So the biggest problem is that these North Korean refugees, when they get to China, have to be in hiding the entire time, because there's the entire Chinese police, military, etc., are on the look for these guys, and they find them, they send them back. And then if a North Korean gets caught and sent back, they face severe punishments, perhaps even death at prison camps. the cost is quite high. And often there has to be a coordinated effort to send refugees from China to a third country and then South Korea, because the political pressures of taking them directly from China make it difficult for the South Korean government to just say, come on in. So it's not an easy situation by any stretch of the imagination.
그래서 제가 이렇게 여기로 오게 된 것은 거기가 너무 자유가 없고 조직적으로 너무 매아놓고 먹지도 못하고 입지도 못하니 거기 어떻게 사람이 한번 세상에 나서 한번 살 바에 좀 사람답게 살아보자고 여기 왔습니다.
Min became our friend. As we spent many days with him, we learned a lot about his story and life in North Korea. Although North Korea is ruled by an oppressive regime, he was willing to endure political oppression to be with his family. However, the physical need for food became too much to bear, which ultimately led to his escape.
집살림은 항상 어려웠습니다. 집에 먹을 것이라면 그저 강냉이 그저 몇 사발 있으면 그저 이렇게 사는 축이었습니다. 저희 집안은 아버지, 어머니, 누나, 할머니 이렇게 살았겠습니다. 아버지, 엄마 사랑이라고 말할 땐 집에 먹을 것이 없을 때 자식께서 굶으시면서 저희 입에 그저 국물이라도 한 숟갈이라도 저희 입에 넣어주고 그저 추울세라 더울세라 그저 날 그저 한 품에 안아 그저 이 나이 이렇게 먹도록 지어 숨깁니다. 저는 여기 오니까 아버지, 엄마, 누나, 할머니 생각이 너무 나서 잠시 제발로 잘 수 없습니다. 맛있는 음식을 먹어도 이북의 사람들 생각나서 부모님 생각을 나서 하나도 맛있는 건 모르겠습니다.
He then went on to explain how he escaped.
그날은 진짜 힘들었습니다. 아침에 학교 갔다가 9일날 아침에 학교 갔다가 온 다음에 저녁에 집에서 나와가지고 물을 건네는데 물 건널 때 물이 너무 불어서 죽을 뻔했습니다. 그래서 있는 힘을 다해서 건너왔는데 조선 건너니까 조선족 사람들이 조선족 중국 사람들이 이북에서 왔다니까 저를 들여놓지 않고 전화 좀 하는데도 말 안 듣습니다. 부모님은 내 여기 온 거 모릅니다. 왜냐하면 내가 여기 오겠다고 말하면 어느 부모 제 자식이 죽으라고 그렇게 내놓을 부모가 어디 있습니까? Thank you very much.
자유가 없는 것이 제일 힘들어. 자유가 없는 것이 제일 힘들어. 신앙의 자유가 먼저 없고요. 그리고 또 사람들이 경제적으로도 자유가 없어. 잘 사는 사람들은 입밥에 입하고 골라 먹을 수 있고, 못 사는 사람들은 죽도 없어서 못 먹는 사람들다가 부모를 떠나서 정말 부모도 보고 싶고 동생들도 또 보고 싶었고, 중국에서는 호구도 없고 있어봤자 계속 방황한다기보다 계속 쫓기는 삶 사는 것 같고, 마음이 계속 불안하고, 조선에 가도 또 마찬가지로 계속 그래서 한쪽 마음 한 구석에서는 계속 그러니까 자유 없으니까 쫓기는 삶을 사는 게 같이 자유가 많은 나라로 가고 싶어요.